snack box for yourself. Oh, and don't forget that delicious honey mustard sauce. It's really lashing. Okay, Rudolph, let's get that delicious local Trini flavor. Royal Castle, here we come. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Happy holidays from Royal Castle.
You're locked on to U97.5, Hot Like Pepper, Malt.
You're locked on to U97.5, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio. I'm Koki D, Mr. Anil Roberts. Mr. Anil, are you there? 6:15. All right. We have Mr. Anil on the line who will be here shortly. What's up, sir? I'm doing fine. Mm-hmm.
We are here live on U97.5 FM. How are you going, Corky?
Well, I'm great. I'm hearing a lot of things happening. What people can do now, and I'm studying it. It's kind of scary, man.
Well, it's very scary, and we'll come to that COVID-19 discussion shortly. However, you just played the news on MCTV and U97.5 Hot Like Pepper on DouglAR Radio. And I was listening to the last story that you had there about a young lady who went to answer a modeling opportunity call and was raped. Luckily for her, that she escaped and went to the police and so on.
Yes.
But it reminds me, back in 2010, when I was campaigning for the seat of Davide O'Meara against former Finance Minister Karen Teixeira, who believed that that was a PNM safe seat, so she wasn't campaigning, and the bald-head DouglAR could not beat she. Well, she got a curtail. But while we were campaigning and walking, there was a girl called, I believe her name was Michelle Samaru, and she had answered an ad for some sort of job interview similar to this kind of thing.
Yes.
And while for 2 or 3 days during the campaign, everybody was praying, lighting candles, and hoping for a safe return there from Davide O'Meara.
Yes.
In Peytonville and so on, I believe the area was. And unfortunately, 3 days later, her body was found somewhere in the woods there in Lopino, Bonaire.
Yes.
And it was extremely sad, a young, beautiful girl. And as Minister of Sport, I eventually fixed the ground in the back there of Peytonville, put lights and grass it up, fix the drainage, and put washroom facilities and so on. And we named the ground the Michelle Samaru ground. I don't know what condition it is in now in 2021, because all over Trinidad and Tobago, all the recreation grounds, all the stadia, everything, Palo Seco, Velodrome, is, Clifton Hill, pool, everything is in a state of total and complete disrepair. So I don't even want to imagine how the Michelle Samaru ground is looking right now. But it reminded me of this situation. And it's a horrendous situation. But you see where the story, MCTV, the news we reported there, that the girl was able to escape. She went to the police, right? The police did the correct thing to take her to the hospital to get the rape kit done, the DNA specimens, all of that. So far, so good. But then the story stopped.
Yes.
You see, in this country, with all that, you have a victim who's alive. She's given a statement. There's phone records. There are WhatsApp messages. You have the area where the person is. Why did we not hear at the end of that story? And the man was held and he's now being held and questioned in Maloney police station. Bam, bam, bam. You see, if you have a commissioner of police who is serious about fighting crime,
Yes.
those kind of things would happen. So right now, as we are going into the night time, there is a sick rapist out there around Maloney, and all the ladies around Maloney in that area have to be extra careful now.
Yes, yes.
If you have a commissioner of police who is acting quickly and gets the technology, and you see you go on and fire all kind of people whose job it was to do certain things, but you didn't take your time to understand what was there to keep us safe, or you just gone in there playing politics with police. And this is a very dangerous thing, Corky.
Yes, indeed.
Because something like this, you need swift justice. You need that unit to get in there and get this. This is a dangerous, wicked, nasty man.
Wow.
And I surprised, to tell you the truth, I surprised about Maloney because I know plenty boys up in there. And them boys don't play no disrespect to woman thing, no rape a man thing. Them don't play that. So how that happen inside there?
Man.
You understand?
Yes.
It's a very serious thing. But what is going on? No police service. They now appoint a police service commission, and the Express printed today that the merit list, that they had a vote, some secret vote. How the Express know what's going on in the Independent Police Service Commission already? The last one collapsed because of political interference, and the Express PNM editor reiterated getting information on the Police Service Commission and what Bliss Prasad would do, and how Fitzgerald Hines know what Bliss Prasad was going to do to suspend a sitting commissioner of police. And the Express come back again with advance information on things that you're not supposed to have information on.
Yes.
And now they're going to play games, political games, because there's a merit list there. The previous Police Service Commission went through their job, did their work, interviewed people, ranked people, did polygraph tests, whatever they had to do, and they created a list from the people who applied for the position. And that list was in good standing. All the bacchanal and the constitutional crisis came after the list had been signed off by a majority of the Police Service Commission. So what is the problem? There is no problem with the list. So what does this new group, and when the opposition is saying, but how come all you are appointing Paula May Weeks, you are appointing a lady who's so close to Keith Rowley and Alan Warner with Frontline, First Line Investments and Inez Gate and Inez Investments? Why are you all appointing someone that is politically affiliated? That Maxine King and Maxine Atong, who hate the UNC. No big thing if you hate the UNC, that's your own business. But you cannot then be on an independent institution in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago if you are partisan. You forego that right. The institution is meant to be independent, meaning you have no opinion whatsoever on PNM or UNC either way.
Yes.
Just go there and do your job in an independent fashion. But them go on and find a set of PNM to replace a police service commission that collapsed because of interference by the PNM Prime Minister. And now we have 4 murders yesterday. In Tunapuna, it's a shootout like if it is last man standing or the harder they fall. It's like, okay, corral, bullets flying all over the place. 4 dead, robbery, now rape in Maloney.
Yes.
What madness! And now you have a PNM man who's appointed as accounting officer of the police, Jacobs, who never applied to be commissioner of police, who is very friendly with Fitzgerald Hines, who takes his advice, who looks for his thoughts. He now all of a sudden say, well, I will throw my hat in the ring. How he know it even have a ring to throw it in? Because if the merit list that was duly, legally, legitimately signed off on by the majority of the previous Police Service Commission before the commission collapsed. Then there is no new list, there's no redoing, but you see you're coming with politics now because the whole idea is that Keith Rowley, the Prime Minister, a politician, has no faith in Gary Griffith. And therefore, in his opinion, he could do what the hell he wants in this country because he's a tyrannical dictator and nobody could tell him they have any independent institution. And Trinidad and Tobago right now is at its worst point in history. And all independent institutions have become tainted by the PNM poison. And it's not funny because independent institutions are there to act as checks and balances on politicians' power, to abuse citizens, to misuse funds, to make laws that oppress the people without living up to the Constitution. So this is a very dangerous thing. So when I hear that news story on MCTV and U97.5, say, well, it's an undesirable position. We have 16,000, you're hearing what I'm telling you, Coffee?
Yes, yeah.
16,000 objects, bullets, guns, DNA tests, narcotic substances to be analyzed. 16,000. So that the police over the last year and a half or whatever would have done their job, collected evidence and so on. In order to move forward with the case, they need the scientific analysis of the evidence, whether it's ballistics, narcotics analysis, DNA swabbing, DNA sampling, whatever it may be.
Yes.
And because of the incompetence, lack of funding, lack of staffing by the PNM, there is a backlog of 16,000 elements, items, or things to be tested. So even this girl's evidence that has been collected today, that is 16,001. So when will we get that evidence for the police to help them in the investigation to charge a rapist? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
It is so disgusting. Elections have consequences. And when you elect a bag of fools whose only job is to come and create a web of corruption, to thief all your money, to thief 30 or 40 cents from every dollar that's spent, when there's a bunch of friends just spending out money how they want, when they want, why they want, and the country is at the mercy of bandits, rapists, and murderers. Or you really feel or they want to go and vote PNM, you know in Tobago, it still have a few people, I don't know if they get paid to carry flag or what, actually waving a PNM flag. Let me tell you something. I would not even pick up my dog poo-poo with a PNM flag right now. Them so don't care about nobody. It is such a disgrace. It is so disgusting. So my heart goes out to that girl. I hope they got counseling and keep counseling for her. Because that, I mean, I'm happy that she's alive. But Lord have mercy. Some of y'all who have been robbed or people thief things from you, you know, sometimes you have some helpers. I don't know sometimes too. I have some helpers. I treat all my helpers very good and things. And somehow, I don't know, after a bit of time, they always take something. I don't know why. You understand?
Yeah.
But when they do that, I feel like they invade my privacy. I feel bad, you know. Not for the thing gone. Things not important to me, right? But the fact that somebody come in your space and take your stuff and invade you. So imagine how a woman would feel when a sick, nasty, smelling rapist hold on a young girl and rape her. I can't even imagine that pain. That child, that girl will need all sorts of counseling, help, self-esteem boosting, and most importantly, we need the police to lock up the sicko. But they have this game Rowley's playing with police because because Gary make him look stupid.
Yeah.
But Rowley is stupid. Rowley is stupid. He is an idiot. So Gary just make Rowley look like who Rowley is. And that get Rowley, oh, he's the prime minister. Oh, and he's lost confidence. And he gone and collapse a whole police service commission. Collapse a presidency. Drag the flag. And now we have no commissioner of police. And all our citizens at the mercy of bandits. That seemed like a funny joke. Anyway, I don't sell in the car park. Run some ads, I'll be upstairs in 2 minutes.
Yes,
Stay on. We are live on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, DouglAR Radio.
As Mr. Anil Roberts there, he'll be in studio shortly. Wow, it's frightening, it's scary out there. A lot of people being robbed. And not everything you would hear in the news, you know.
It's time to make your community better than before. Join yours truly, Kieran Joseph Samaru, on Your Community. We'll be discussing the important issues with the important people in the place most important to you, your community. Join us every Tuesday at 9 p.m. right here on MCTV as we know and make your community better than before.
Yes, we're back.
And we're back inside in the studio. Good evening. It's a very serious situation. And what Rowley and Ethelbert and DCP Jacob, PNM Jacob, what they think? They think the bandit don't read papers and don't listen to news and don't get their news feed on Facebook and thing, and they don't listen to radio. They know that the police are on automatic pilot. They know that the police have no leadership. They know that Gary gone. They know that DCP Jacob, look, DCP Jacob went to Tobago. Okay?
Yes.
Imagine I looking to be a leader. And I is an appointed leader. And I go to Tobago. And I say, listen, I in Tobago.
Yeah.
I want to handle this election. I'm giving my boys rules and thing. I come to show people what police can do. I gone over there and I put all my people, all my khaki Sit down. I said, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to ensure no nomination day. They like to play. They want to loosen up and so on. This COVID-19, we done had a spike that Keith Rowley done bring on to the people at Tobago. I don't want my people get no Delta variant and dead and thing again. I don't want that. So we're going to put things in place. Okay, this unit, you handle that. Make sure social separation, mask wearing. From the time you see any bacchanal, cut it, nip it in the bud, let the nomination process go, separate, keep the COVID under control and so on. And I lay down the law for 2-3 days in Tobago. And then nomination day come and it's carnival, soca, wind down, no separation, no mask, PNM doing what they want, flinging the flag. And then here DCP Jacob. Well, the police dropped the ball. If you is the leader, you just give instructions and they didn't follow your instructions, who dropped the ball? You should resign one time. You understand what I tell you? That's like me saying I is a coach on football side. I come across, I do so, I pick my side, I say, listen, we have a big final Sunday. This is what we're going to try to do. We're going to build from the back. Keeper, I don't want you dumping out the ball. Your wing backs pull wide. We're going to touch it as soon as the center midfield show for it. Give him. But he don't have to turn and thing. Give him 2-3 options. Let him knock it. I want the ball moving. Before we cross half, I want about 4-5 passes. As we cross the half now, you had to use my point man. Send it in, let him knock it back. Knock the ball around. Hit it to the wings. Send it out wide and get some crosses in. I want 3 or 4 men darting in there. 3, 1 first post, 1 center by the penalty spot, 1 far post, and 1 lagging back to hit shot on out there. And when game start, my keeper take the ball and dumping the ball straight up, kicking it high up in the air, straight up the field. Doesn't that mean that them don't care about me? They may take me on. They may listening to the coach. And when we lost, I had to resign. Before that, I fired the keeper and everybody too. Because I give you instructions. DCP Jacob went across Tobago like some hero looking for media coverage. Why you didn't do interview and say how you leave your 2 daughters there working in the police drawing pay? So 3 all your draws in a pay, but you fire 19 other people's children. Why you didn't do an interview with that? You and Ramgalam, Miss Ramgalam, who say, yes, everything follow the correct process. We didn't ask if your daughter was hired by the correct process. Gary hired her, just like Gary hired the other 19. But it's the firing. Did the firing follow a process? How come your daughter didn't get fired, Miss Ramgalam? How come DCP 2 daughters, Jacobs, didn't get fired, Miss Ramgalam? And you tell me about it was to save money, Miss Ramgalam? But, Miss Ramgalam, your daughter making more than the groundsman. The little black man who does take care of the grounds, take care of the grass and the turf, he making a little 5,000. All you fire a poor man who have no savings. But keep your daughter, Miss Ramgalam, when you have a salary too, Miss Ramgalam, and DCP Jacobs have a salary, and the 2 daughters, so 3 salary in them family, Ramgalam, but you fire people with 1 salary for the whole. And all you say, all you like people, all your heartless, sick individuals, all your PNM really sickening, you know. And that's why the people at Tobago, me ain't playing with all, you know. Tobago, I is half Tobagonian. I telling all you, if I don't even understand how anybody would want to hold a PNM flag. If you hold a PNM flag in Tobago, that means you like oppression, you like stupidity, you like misery, you like pain, you like corruption, you like to get tied up with piece of rope they find on the ground for $2.5 million. I have never heard more nonsense by the PNM than in PNM Tobago. I think the PNM Tobago might be just a little bit worse than PNM. Nah, I can't even say that. They are no worse, nah. Them reach rock bottom, both of them. You understand?
Yes.
And I see in some, I don't even know, when I see people flying PNM flag, I want to sit them down and say, what it is you're really doing there? Because this is not a football game, you know. When Manchester United playing, I go pawn my jersey. I have all my old jersey when AON was sponsor, when Chevy was sponsor, all kind of thing, right? I go pawn my jersey. I go watch my team. If I win, I jump up and I celebrate. I send a few WhatsApp messages. I say on Facebook, oh, God, we win, yes. But that don't impact my life. Manchester United winning. Los Angeles Lakers will win it. Never mind, we're losing right now. That gives you a fleeting moment of happiness. Politics is not about a fleeting moment of happiness. It's not a game. It's not a basketball game. It's not an ice hockey game. It's not a baseball game for the World Series. It's not an Olympic 100 meters. It's not a team you're backing. You're backing someone who would give you an opportunity or provide you with service that would make your life a little easier. For example, you may want nothing except to feel safe. So whoever is providing you with the best plan on national security, with the brightest minds, the brightest people, the most investment, keeping the borders locked down, making sure the police have the equipment and out there, not cutting police funding, not collapsing a police service commission, ensuring there's a commissioner of police acting and a commissioner of police substantive to give direction and so on. Then you have to figure out who provides better service, plans, manifesto, creative thought in national security. If in Tobago you're talking about business, tourism, arts and craft, ecotourism, sport tourism, manufacturing, agriculture, you have to read. First of all, you have to check and see what you have there. And what you have had since 2003 is PNM. And then you have to decide, well, what has the PNM done? What are they telling me now that they have achieved? You see, the PNM in Tobago has said absolutely nothing about what they achieved, right? You want to know why?
Yeah.
Because they didn't achieve anything. So the entire campaign in Tobago of the PNM is to bad talk other people and to frighten you and say, well, hey, it could be worse. What nonsense. That's your strategy. You can't come to me and say, Dennis, Tricky Tracy, none of them, Rowley, can't come and say, well, Tobago, over the last 18 years, we have ensured that the tourism product, tourist arrivals, both international and domestic tourism between Trinidad and Tobago, that it is increasing and rampant, and the amount of money coming and people are staying longer. They are coming more times per year, that the sea bridge and the air bridge was flawless, and we have hit record numbers in tourism, and the economy is booming because of that, and restaurants are booming, employment is there, hotels are at 70-80% full. Nothing. They've done nothing. All you know is the money gone. Tobago's roads should be paved in gold. The amount of money the PNM spent in the last 18 years in Tobago. Over $40 billion for 57,000 people. You hear what I tell all you?
Yes.
Tobago's roads should be paved with gold. A tourist attraction should be, come and see our golden sidewalks in Scarborough. Come and sit and drink a punch and eat some crab and dumpling on the esplanade, the golden esplanade of Tobago. That's what you should do. The amount of money the PNM had, and it all gone. And when you see it now, the web of corruption created in Tobago and coming across to strangle Trinidad too, with Rowley, Alan Warner, Alvin Hilaire, Newman George, Bridget Anisette George, Sharon Rowley, his daughter Rowley, Ingrid Lashley, Gilbert Peterson. This company, this controlling conglomerate living together and controlling your economy with Noel Garcia, Stuart Smallpin Young, Angus Smallpin Young, Richard Daddy Smallpin Young. These people controlling your money and spending it how they want, where they want. 210 recusals, but in Tobago they cannot tell you what they did. They cannot tell fisherman, well, we fought Trinidad. We fought Coleman, and we kept regular gas for the Tobago fishermen so that Tobago could move up and provide fish and fish processing and so on and spin-off products for the rest of the Caribbean. That we have improved. We've built a marina to ensure that sport fishing, because in Tobago you catch some of the most beautiful blue marlin sailfish, and we are going catch and release. We've endeavored to go through a education program to teach Tobagonians not to eat blue marlin and don't eat sailfish, because a blue marlin in the water is worth 20,000 US per year, because sport fishermen, big money people who like to come and catch blue marlin because it's the fastest, most powerful, exhilarating fish, and some of the fishermen in Tobago are the best at that. People pay 800 US for 4 hours to try and hook up with a blue marlin or sailfish. PNM has done none of that. No creativity, no options, no sport. Dwight York Stadium going to collapse just now. Since I was minister, I approved $120 million because underneath the sea blast and the salt has attacked the infrastructure of Dwight York Stadium, the steel work, the plumbing, the electrical. Them come and splash paint on it and mama guy all here and telling all you don't vote for somebody because them bad. Because things will get worse. Imagine you in charge 18 years and the so-called fake chief secretary telling you all, vote. I know you all want change, but to change, you don't have to change the PNM. And so Dennis, you for real. No joke, you know. Now, the PNM now, the PNM so badly off, they can't tell the people at Tobago what they did, what they plan to do, what they're going to do. Dr. Terence Farrell, the PNM didn't have to create nothing, you know. Now, Dr. Terence Farrell is a very bright man, but he's a PNM, so he don't talk out. He don't criticize. He just resign and go home quiet when they don't listen to him with the big, bright, intelligent black self, right? Dr. Terence Farrell, brilliant mind. He hand the PNM an economic pathway plan with about 14 to 20 aspects that they should do. Since 2015 or 16, he do the plan.
Yes.
Right? And he handed to them. He said, do this, X, Y, Z. You know the PNM can't even follow our plan. They may do nothing. Winford James wrote about it, showing each and every element that Dr. Terence Farrell told the PNM under Kelvin Charles, Ansel Dennis, and Tricky Tracy. She went and find rope for 215 for 2.5 million. You ever hear about a rope for 2.5 million? Not even a hangman noose. It's cost that much. You need some of that. Nothing. They could not even implement a plan that was created for them. My 7-year-old daughter preparing for exam, she have, like me, you know, but this 7-year-old has some exam like his masters, them studying for 7 different subjects, all kind of thing. All right, well, daddy go through it with her. But when we have a study plan, my 7-year-old will go through in an hour and 40 minutes and go through her revision. Today she do number patterns, she do tally charts with analysis, she do reading, she do 20 words spelling words like quiet. Some words I forget how to say: cylinder, pyramid, herd, weather, heavy. Spelling them kind of words, 20 out of 20 getting correct. She could follow a plan. Do you know the PNM in Tobago could not even follow a plan handed to them by Dr. Terence Farrell? They failed on all aspects. They implemented nothing. So the PNM campaign is, all you come, all you who don't think, oh yeah, okay, young girl, put on a pom-pom shot, look a flag, wave it for me, play music. And them bad. All you watch out, you know, them go be bad. Them bad. Them ain't good. If all you want change, look, we changed 5 candidates here. So it's not really the PNM you're voting for, it's PNM. That's their campaign. And now, the PNM, who historically, since 1956, they intimidate voters, beat up voters, use police to beat voters back in 1961, where police was going up in the east-west corridor and damaging before the 61 election, running in the houses of Muslim families and roughing up and attacking people in Baratari and so on. Go and read the history and know about the PNM and violence in election and using using gangs and so on to thwart people who look like they're going to vote the UNC and so on. All they don't get tapped with the PNM. But look what the PNM say now. Tricky Tracy, which is $2.5 million rope. Tracy, PDP tried to bully PNM supporters. Oh, Tracy, the PNM get bullied. Oh, God, oh, God. Oh, God, Tracy. Well, oh, God, the PNM get bullied by the PDP. Well, I reach. In politics, I really reach when the PNM crying about getting bullied. That's when you know catastrophe coming. That's when you know catastrophe book. When PNM crying about somebody else bullying them. When PNM is the biggest set of bullies since 1956. That was part and parcel of the campaigning. To bully, to force, to influence, to put fear, even last year election. What do you think that COVID-19 fear was put for? COVID-19 fear. We had 115 positives, 8 deaths, no community spread. But every day, a press conference, COVID-19 fear. Now what we have? 17 dead today. But the PNM pushed that down on their throat last year, and voter turnout was suppressed. And you know what? Once voter turnout is suppressed, you know who wins? PNM. Because PNM, people don't vote for the PNM. PNM just have the tribe and the racial voting that has been indoctrinated, that they did not help and create opportunities for black people from different islands who came to Trinidad and Tobago and made Trinidad and Tobago their home. They did not develop the African religions. The PNM never invested in the Shouta Baptist school, secondary school, university, the Orisha religion. The PNM never invested in African history in schools, in primary schools, across the board, in community centers, African craft, business. They never did that. Why? Because they wanted African people to not have their own religion and their own self-esteem and their own feelings and their own upward mobility. They wanted them to guruize Dr. Williams. He was the black savior, and the PNM was to save all the black people. And what you must do is keep the treasury in the hands of the PNM, and as a black man and woman, you could wave the flag. Now they're going to suffer you. You ain't going to be no billionaire. You ain't going to get no contract. You ain't getting no recusal. Like Keith Scotland, you're not even getting to sweat as Attorney General, while dunces all around you getting big portfolio, big position, and recusal. Black benchers don't even get recusal. But you wave your flag like it's a football game. And you vote for them. And then they take your laptop, take your medicine out of the hospital, take away your gas subsidy, take away your textbook, take away your school feeding, take away your baby grant, all that Kamala give all you. Take away your smooth road, take away your water. Kamala was up at 74%, 24/7 supply. The PNM have people at 19%. What is only Indian who do our water? The whole country, black, Indian, DouglAR, mixed, Chinese, Syrian, Orisha, Hindu, Muslim, Rastafari, nobody have water. Election is not no football game. When PNM win and all you vote, all you don't think, all you read a policy, all you don't know nothing, they come and tell you all kind of nonsense. Yes, by your God, boy. Lie after lie. You're suffering. You have no work. You can't sell your wares. Your business closed down. Your hotel, your land foreclosed upon. You lost your car. But tell me about PNM, are you really serious? But you know when the licks come in, PNM start to cry. But all you don't get up, you know. If all you feel that election in Tobago go be fair, all you wait there and wait for it, you know. Nancy Scope is a PNM. The niece of a PNM former minister. She in charge of the EBC. You now have a judge in the judiciary who say, yeah, the EBC right. There no need to do nothing. But I see Tracy, Tracy say that there was an attack on democracy. Right? Where it is. I'm finding it there now. She said there was an attack on democracy. The PNM in Tobago. Right? And Tracy telling Tobagonians, don't get caught with no tricky trick. I think PNM only better pause, because this might be the jokiest campaign I ever hear. Anil Dennis saying, I know y'all want change. Vote for the PNM. It's, we change a few pieces. That's Anil Dennis' strategy. Tricky Tracy, who's known across Tobago, from Charville to Blackrock, from Buku to Palatouvier, as Tricky Tracy. Hey, Tricky Tracy. She tells Tobagonians, don't get caught in any trickery. So Tracy, you're telling Tobagonians, don't vote for you. You and Anil doing the best. All your PNM supporters should go and vote PDP. Because Tricky Tracy say, People's National Movement candidate for Signal Hill, Pleasant Hill in the Tobago House of Assembly elections, Tracy Davidson Celestin, has accused the Progressive Democratic Patriots and the United National Congress, how we reaching of working together to prevent good governance of Tobago. During a meeting in Bacalet District on Monday, Davidson Celestin, the PNM's Tobago Council leader, said, when the UNC was in power from 2010 to 2015 and the PNM was heading the THA, it was the worst time for us and the people of Tobago. Tracy, you are a deceitful, lying woman. You hear me, Tracy? Tricky Tracy? You are a complete liar. Between 2010 and 2015, when Kamla Prasad Bisesa was Prime Minister, the sea bridge ran flawlessly. And when you required a cargo vessel, Stephen Cadiz tendered and got the super-fast Galicia, which was huge and could never be filled because the capacity was so great, and it was reaching Tobago in 2 hours. Tobago got an MIC center built by David Lee and Kamla Prasad Bisesa Fazal Karim, first time in history. A gas station was built in Roxborough, I believe it was, and opened by Kevin Ramnarine. Ganga Singh was opening water and pumping water to people in Tobago that never got water before. In sport, in Dwight York Stadium, that blue truck that I put down there for 10.36 million got certified 1B in the IAAF and could have international competitions. Approved for the second stage was 120 million. Sport, tourism, and everything across the board in Tobago. Tobago's Orville London was treated with the utmost respect. Consultations occurred on every single project. There were increases in spend by TNTech, WASA, CPEP, all across Tobago. And the THA was involved and included. Orville London was never put on the ground to sit down. Orville London was always on the head table and being introduced after, well, in the protocol list, before the Prime Minister, and being allowed to speak after Kamla Prasad Bisesa as he so desired in Tobago. The Chief Secretary was treated with utmost respect. Your PNM, Rowley put Kelvin Charles to sit down on the ground, and at the head table was Smallpin and Rohan Sinanan, and Kelvin Charles had to take the mic from down on the ground to ask Rowley a question, and Rowley tell him sit down and shut up. Tracy, stop lying. People in Tobago know what is going on. 2010 to 2015, Tobago saw growth. In 2014, Tracy, you dishonest woman. In 2014, 97,000 international visitors came to Tobago to spend money. The largest number since 1999. Under the PNM, in 2010, the number of arrivals was 21,000 international. Kamla Prasad Bisesa increased that. Stephen Cadiz increased flights, domestic flights to Tobago, and kept the airport open till 4 a.m. The airport was open nearly 20 hours. Whereas before, under the PNM, the last flight was 10:30, 11 p.m. for the latest, if a delay, which it normally was. The sea bridge worked flawlessly. The air bridge worked flawlessly. During Kamala Prasad Bises's time, 2014, do you know how many Trinis would come across to Tobago because of the added flights and capacity that the sea bridge was working with? Manning purchased the Spirit and the Express, and Kamala Prasad Bisesa kept the Canadians on to maintain it. There was never a breakdown in the sea bridge like your PNM between 2016 and 2019, where the sea bridge collapsed and Tobago was nearly cut off from civilization. Tracy, you are a dishonest woman. You must not lie. Do you know that between July and August, Corky, in 2014, in 2014, 652,000 Trinbagonians went across to Tobago and spent an average stay of 5 nights and 6 days. Spending an average of $6,800 per person in Tobago. Do you know by 2017 under your PNM Keith Rowley, that number dropped from 652,000 to 149,000? Do you know that? Tricky Tracy, stop lying about Tobago was disrespected by Kamala. Stop lying. We coming back.
Yes.
THA. It was the worst time for us as a people of Tobago. Tricky Tracy, you lie. There has never been in the history of Tobago a more painful, disrespectful, sick time for the people, inhabitants of Tobago. And don't get tied up with all your attitude and feel people over in Trinidad can't talk about Tobago. I's a half Tobagonian. I's Luther Roberts' grandchild. I's Al Roberts' son. So catch all your fallen self. Tracy, when PNM for election in 2015 with your lying leader, Keith Christopher, double stuff, Oreo, lying web of corruption, clung, honey, goatweed using, pum-pum governance, low class, Oreo cookie. When he lie on Emailgate and gerrymander and use the media to squeak into power, Tobago was the most disrespected place on this earth. People cannot even believe that Keith Rowley is from Mason Hall. They're looking for his navel string to dig it up and burn it. Because let me tell you what he immediately did. He crashed the sea bridge on purpose. He took decisions to crumble the sea bridge. His PNM board sent home BAE, who was servicing the Express and the Spirit, and it started to shut down one time. Rowley went with Rohan Sinanan and they scuttled 4 tenders. The Superfast Galicia, they came to the whole world and say, corruption, corruption, UNC corruption. The Superfast Galicia, which was providing great service to the people at Tobago, flawless, never missed a sailing, was 14,500 euros per day. Rowley went and bring all kind of thing, Le Valette, at 34,600 euros per day, but say 14,000 was corruption. Well, if 14,000 was corruption, what is 34,000 per day? Old thief. On top of that, he put people goods on barge and thing. All I forget, people truck and banana. The banana went on the truck on Trinidad Port Green, and when it reached it overripe, you could only make banana bread. The food price inflation in Tobago because of the lack of transport. He cut down domestic flights at the airport. Tobago was nearly cut off. Keith Christopher Rowley did not even consult with the THA when he was going and playing golf with the white man Butch Stewart, and he gone to make deal to give away Tobagonian land to Butch Stewart to take a loan for Tobagonian to pay back and Trinidadian to pay back $7 billion for a Sandals project. And it wasn't no Sandals project, it's a Rowley project, because Butch Stewart was not investing 1 red cent in Tobago. And Rowley gone, he didn't discuss with Kelvin Charles. Kelvin Charles had to say, well, I will try to ask the Minister of Finance what's the latest on that. The Rowley had small pin up from here in the bourgeois areas of Trinidad as his big black man savior investor all over Tobago, negotiating for Tobagonians on behalf of Tobagonians to give away Tobagonian land. And you talking about respect? Kelvin Charles had to sit down on the ground like a vagrant, and Rohan Sinanan and Smallpin up on the podium next to Rowley. You talking about Tobago was the worst in 2010, 2015. Tracy, you are a dishonest human being, lady. You was really like Rowley. You must be Rowley family. You from Mason Hall too? When Rowley came in for the first years, 2016, 2017, 2018, up to 2019, before the pandemic, Tobago's economy shrank by a cumulative 17%. Ask Dr. Vanas James. Go and check the results. Go and ask. On top of that, under the PNM that has led the Tobago House of Assembly since 2003 with over $36 billion, Tobago have nothing to show for it. Keith Christopher Rowley way back in the 90s, this sick man, while he was Minister of Integrated Planning and Development and in the PNM government, gravel rolled from by a hospital to somewhere by he and Alan Warner. And you talking about Tobago was disrespected? Not one project in Tobago since 2015 September to now. Tobago has been treated, even their representatives. He moved Champa from tourism without telling she nothing and put she in sport. So much so she put up on Facebook, when your own dog bite you, you're well bitten. That is the respect Rowley showed Tobago. Shampa Kujo didn't even want to be in sport. She can't even spell sport. She says she does jog. He put Ayana Webster Roy next to him there to do nothing. To say nothing, to do nothing. He run and bring out Tobago self-governance bill. After 5 years, he never brought it. Leave it languishing there, disrespecting Tobago. And just to gerrymander, to cut out 3 extra seats by his PNM EBC, headed by the niece of a former PNM sitting minister, to try to gerrymander and Antifa election. Rowley come to the parliament and instruct the PNM EBC what to do in Tobago. That's respect. No consultation with Tobago, no desire about Tobago. Rowley want to control Tobago. Rowley don't even respect individual women in Tobago. Bounce down a woman going to play golf and sit down in the golf cart and drink she COVID-19 Gatorade. That disgraceful clown. Rowley is a disgrace as a man, a disgrace as a father, a disgrace as a human being, a disgrace as a teacher, a disgrace as a leader, a disgrace in general, who has disrespected the land of his birth. Let me tell you something. Kamla Prasad Bisesa from Siparia. You think Kamla Prasad Bisesa had to say, Minister of Sport, I would like some grounds done in my constituency. Kamla Prasad Bisesa have more important things to do. As Minister of Sport, I called she office and say, listen, this sport company doing grounds. What grounds does the Honorable Prime Minister want? And she get 3 grounds done in her constituency before I do 1 in Dabadi-Omira. Because that's what you do. And Kamla Prasad Bisesa don't play. She get Irwin Park, she see about school, she do about everything about for her constituency, the place that she represents, the place that she grew up. As a country girl coming up, bright girl, playing hockey, playing badminton, playing netball. Rowley treat Tobago. Well, boy, me even want to cuss. I on radio since 1997, me a cuss. Rowley treat Tobagonians as if them hate he. And Tricky Tracy have the audacity to lie to the people and say, between 2010 and 2015, Tobago was under pressure. Tobagonians start to feel pressure on September 8, 2015 onwards. Under KDs as Minister of Tourism, Kamla opened back that Hilton Hotel as Magdalena Grand, and Tobagonians get walk. People were coming in. 5-star hotel, increased airlift. Kamla Prasad Bisesa increased agricultural production. Roads, gas station, sporting facilities all over Tobago. The THA got their full allocation, maximum allocation each and every year without fail from Kamla Prasad Bisesa. On top of that, other ministries like Ministry of Sports, Ministry of Public Utilities, Ministry of Tobago Development, all of these ministries had extra funding to spend in Tobago for Tobagonians. In fact, as a member of parliament for Dabadi-Omira, I was jealous of Tobago. Because in the PSIP, on an average, Tobago for 55,000 people under Kamla was getting $400 million for roads, drains, bridges. Dabadi-Omira, with 68,000 people, I was getting 17 million. 383 million less. And you talking about Kamla disrespect Tobago? Tracy, what you feel Tobagonians stupid? Right now you have Tobagonian young boys taking pirogue to go and rob bank in Grenada, embarrassing Tobago. If it's one thing Tobago had all the time, on top of scholars, remember Tobago was a place of scholarship. A&R Robinson, if you win for James, Al Roberts, a lot of others coming in, going from Tobago into QRC. Luther Roberts, Principal Roberts, asked some of the old people about who that man is. When that man finished teaching about the predicate and the this and the maths and so on, you had to be bright. Under the PNM, Tobago moved to the bottom of the ladder in education. fighting up with Labre, another PNM constituency. And you have the audacity to say that under Kamla Prasad Bisesa, Tobago was disrespected. Fazal Karim had plans to bring a UE campus to Tobago. A MIC campus was built. A UTT campus was on the way. What have you done? You have PNM central government and THA, and you have suffered the people of Tobago. 80% of the businesses shut down. Imagine Tobago, the most beautiful island in the Caribbean, bar none. And I have been lucky and privileged to visit over 142 countries on this beautiful globe over my lifetime as a swimmer, as an athlete, as a footballer for university. My parents, spoiled child, take me to tour Europe and so on. And then as an Olympic swimming world championship coach. And let me tell you, Tobago is the most beautiful place on God green earth. And the PNM could not even sell that. Sandals build hotel with their own money in Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, Bahamas, Virgin Islands, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Antigua, Grenada, Barbados. Multiple hotels in some of those islands. And Keith Rowley could not get Sandals to spend $1 in Tobago. Why? It reminds me of Shadow Calypso. What's wrong with me? Line up that shadow. Find that shadow for me. I had to ask. The people at Tobago had to ask Rowley. But what's wrong with we? He keep talking about Sandals. Sandals was not bringing $1, not 1 red cent. But they spend money. 4 hotel in Barbados, 3 in St. Lucia. Grenada had 2. Bahamas had 3. Each one averaging 250 million US. But Sandals Butch wouldn't take his money to spend in Tobago. Why? Because he found a Boboli who wanted to disrespect Tobago, give away no man's land. You know why that thing crashed? 2 reasons. One of Rowley Webb boys went by Butch and tried to ask him for something, and Butch tell him go and scratch. And the second reason, they're so incompetent. Buku Estate is not no man's land. When they made the application to move the land across from Clico into the divestment of the Ministry of Finance, they put the wrong boundary. So it was only 80 acres instead of the full 400, because they did not even know, because they did not even consult with the Tobagonians who would have told them. Buku Estate is you have to use the boundary here and put the name. They put the wrong name in the application for the CEC. That is why Butch couldn't build, because he only had 80 acres. He needed the 400. But not Butch couldn't build. The design that Butch wanted for all year to pay back at 6.4% interest that this dunce Rowley was going to do. I work out the mathematics of that at $7 billion at 6.48% interest with full capacity for 365 days, and that don't ever happen. But I like to be fair when I working out my mathematics and things, so my maths does be maths in. Do you know at full capacity for 365 days that the break-even point the break-even point of that Rowley project would have been 99 years? And Rowley come to tell us, oh, we lost a project, or you lost a project. 99 years, not to make $1, you know, to break even. Oh, Lord. So I had to say, while Rowley, small pin, call me but running roughshod over Tobago, running roughshod over the THA, ignoring Kelvin Charles, Shampakujo didn't know nothing. Webster Roy couldn't even spell Roy. I had to ask myself, as a half Tobagonian, Tobago being the most beautiful place on God green earth, how come we couldn't get... You know what I did? I went and researched at that time. I went and researched foreign direct investment companies, private investment in hotels, Corky, across the whole globe.
Yes.
Corky, At that time, I think it was 2017. At that time, in the world, there were 13,645 hotels under active construction.
What?
Right? Ask me how many of them were being built with taxpayers' dollars. Ask me that clearly to put on the map.
How many of them
Uh-huh.
were built with taxpayers' money?
Were being built at that time with taxpayers'
Yes.
money out
How
of the
many?
13,645? How many were being built with taxpayers' money?
Yes.
Zero.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go again.
Zero.
Zero. All of those hotels were being bought with private investor money to make profit.
Right.
Not one of those hotels was being built with taxpayers' dollars. But this clown called Kit Rowley, with clown small pin, with the butchy pen who play golf with, come to Mama Guy Tobagonian, Mama Guy Trinidadian to say we want to build a hotel. What we want to build a hotel for? When Tobago nice,
Yes,
Tobago
yes,
sweet. Do you know? Let me give you some of the countries that investors was building hotel. Now remember Kenya had some terrorist attack and so on in mall and so on back and around that time.
Yes.
You know they were building about 5 hotels in Kenya. Private investors. Tobago had no terrorism. Tobago crime rate was quite low before the young boys and them now start to go wild and go Grenada to rob bank and thing under this PNM. They were building hotels in Iraq. I telling all you, private investors was building hotels in countries that were unstable, that were war torn, that had terrorist threat, that did not have the infrastructure, that in desert they had no water. But people investing because they see potential. But beautiful, pristine, perfect Tobago. Rowley and them could not get international investors. Look, they go on and give away Rocky Point. All they think that foreign direct investment, that PNM direct investment, that amalgamated and them same PNM financiers. So I had to ask. Tobago had to ask Rowley, but what's wrong with we? Are we ugly or what? Play the thing now, boy. Cocky, you play, boy. Let the great man come in. Shadow, sing for me, brother. Tracy, stop lying. Hey Tracy, hey Tricky Tracy. Yeah. She recalled former THA Chief Secretary Orville London trying to meet with then Prime Minister, but being unsuccessful each time. Tracy, you lie, girl. You lie. Not only did Orville London meet with the Prime Minister, Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesa will go to Tobago, host cabinet meetings, at least 4 per year in Tobago, and go to the Chief Secretary office to meet Orville London. Tracy, you lie, girl. Oh, Lord, Tracy, what's wrong with you? Play the tune.
Me a sweeter than a whole bag of sugar. But when I sing for the judges, there's plenty no judges. I want an opinion, so I'm asking a question. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Am I ugly or what? I've got nothing or what? I have bad breath or what? Do I smell like cigarette or what? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? No, 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 no.
And we come back, Tricky Tracy. Let me also tell you that every single minister was instructed by Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Once you reach Tobago, go to the Chief Secretary, discuss with the Chief Secretary what plans you have for day. So when I went to Tobago and I wanted to fix the Dwight York, I went in the Chief Secretary, sit down with him and say, sir, do you want me to fix it for you? I want to help you, my brother. Come with me. I say, come with me. We respect Orville London. Play a tune by Tobago. Shadow.
I have rabies or what? I eat babies or what? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Oh yeah. Some call me a genius, some say I'm mysterious, some say I am crazy, cause they don't understand me. A whole lot of Judas and plenty Barabbas, applying the pressure to spoil my character. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Am I ugly or what? I look crazy or what? I have ring mouth or what? I have sting mouth or what? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? You me and my dog.
Tracy, Tricky Tracy in Tobago said, and don't laugh when you hear what she said. No? She said to the old, the single, the vulnerable mothers, the farmers and the fishermen, that they simply, the PNM will come and we're helping them. Tricky Tracy, let me tell you something, girl. And when you come in this dance, you have to come with facts and you have to know the history. Your boss man, the teacher who had to get pum-pum from a girl of school age in 1969 before you born, Tracy, ask your mother them about he. That man called Keith Rowley was the minister with responsibility for fisheries back in 1991 to 1995. That man for marine affairs. That man is, say he from Mason Hall. He from Tobago. Tricky Tracy Do you know that Tobago fishermen all across Tobago, from Charville, from Pigeon Point, Palatouvier, through wherever the fishermen in the whole of Tobago, do you know, Tricky Tracy, how they put gas in their boats? Do you know that Tobago fishermen had to go to the gas station with 2 bottles in their hand and then ask and hope that they bounce up a good taxi driver who would allow them to put flammable gas in the trunk of the car and drive it to the sea? They had no jetty and things, because all the jetty them fall down. You had tourists walking through flying fish when they coming off the back by Gibson jetty down there that collapsed into the water 18 years now. Right across from No Man's Land in one of the most beautiful areas on the globe, Tricky Tracy. You feel you talking to Anil? Anil is a fisherman who like to go to Tobago and fish.
What?
Don't get tied up. You know how they just fill the boat with gas, Corky?
Tell me.
Good thing Tobagonian could swim. They just take the 2-gallon bottle of gas.
Yeah.
Now, that was when they had regular. So now that the P&M take away regular, super more expensive. So they might have 1 2-gallon, them big thing. They just hold it so and swivel kick breaststroke out to the boat. When they reach the boat, they just point in. If they have the bigger vessels, the sport fishing vessels that you need for when the tourists them want to go and catch the beautiful blue marlin that out there between March and October in Tobago when they come around, because those fish are what you call pelagic fish. So they keep moving and they coming around Tobago. In 2012 in Tobago in Charville, they caught a 1,005 pound blue marlin. And that went 20 million views across the globe. And all fishermen, sport fishermen, wanted to come to Tobago to catch a big blue marlin. Tracy, you know how much them just pay for that? $800 US for 4 hours to charter a boat to try to see if one fish, they could feel it on the rod, Tracy. Do you know your Prime Minister, Keith Christopher Sicko Teacher Rowley, was in charge of marine affairs from since 91 to 95 and did not build a marina for the people at Tobago, for the fishermen at Tobago? Forget the industrial nature, because sport fishing, fisheries. Do you know Grenada right now? The men with these big multi-million-dollar yachts could go up in Grenada, park up, fish, get service in, mechanic, clean out, groceries, and move on. Do you know we had the advantage because we had subsidized fuel? One of them boat in Barbados, they take 8,000 US to fill the gas. 8,000 US to fill the gas in the boat.
What?
That was filling for 2,600 US in Tobago or in Trinidad. But we had no marina. So no man want to bring the $1 million, $2 million, $3 million US boat to go and siphon gas. I see a man chartering tourists for sport fishing. I ain't gonna call the name because you know all they like to victimize people. It's my boy. And when I tell you the man get a big thing of gas, what container is that from the ground to about here?
That is about
How much gallon container? Them big thing with a, right?
20,
Plenty gallon, right?
yeah.
You know, 20 gallon.
Yeah.
And when he reach on the boat and he lift that and heft that off Gibson jetty falling down, so he had to put it there. He put a sponge in the hole.
Yeah.
He blow and suction the gas to pour into the big boat, into the fuel tank, diesel.
Right.
To then take, and the tourists watching him do that. In St. Lucia, you just pull up your boat,
Yeah.
tie up, sir, come up on a wooden jetty, walk down and order your steak and lobster while they pump gas into your boat. And you have mechanics coming, servicing you and so on, industry, clean out. Tobago don't even have a marina, Tricky Tracy. not even a marina, not even for the fisherman to get gas in the boat, to come out and clean the catch, to put it in the freezer, to package it, nothing. $40 billion, Tricky Tracy, and you telling fisherman, you go take care of them, Tricky Tracy? I feel they better find your rope and look for all your PNM, you know, and tie up all your foot with that rope, you know, and take all your by Rowley and tell he to pass by Mason Hall by way of Lekoto and do something with all you. Because Rowley say he put spirit lash on Manning. Well, boy, Rowley, the lash you go get, and Tricky Tracy, you have no shame. You have to stop lying to people, woman. You dare the PNM is a sickness on Trinidad and Tobago. The only lucky thing for Tobago is that Tobago could get rid of the sickness. We have COVID, influenza, and gangrene with this flipping PNM down here. Hey, Cocky, run some ad and come back, boy.
Yes,
I need some water. This Tricky Tracy in Tobago lying down the place just like Rowley. Use the female Rowley.
Okay, Rudolph, make her right. Then, hold on. Mrs. Claus sent a WhatsApp. The elves are hungry. Pick up a Royal Castle Queen bucket, a King bucket, some royal wings, a family meal, a few combos, some extra delicious coleslaw, crinkle cut fries, potato salad, and a snack box for yourself. Oh, and don't forget that delicious honey mustard sauce. It's really lashing. Okay, Rudolph, let's get that delicious local Trini flavor. Royal Castle, here we come. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Happy holidays from Royal Castle.
Rook the Rhine Home Center, Carney Savannah Road, Chabonas. Manufacturers of indoor and outdoor furnishing, patio set, kitchen cupboard, bathroom and house doors in any color and design in mahogany, teak, cedar and pine. You order, we deliver. Rook the Rhine Home Center, Carney Savannah Road, Chabonas. Satisfying every customer. Call Rook the Rhine Home Center, 665-7667.
Get up.
What? Get up. Yes, get up, stand up.
Yeah.
And remember, if you're going up on the highway, hopefully there's no traffic, you can check out Fresh Street Market TT, your neighborhood supermarket. 3 Andrew Lane, Mousika, corner of the Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, next to the Royal Castle food truck. Connect with Fresh Street. They open from 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Monday to Saturday. And on Sunday, don't feel them sleeping. Them going down in the market all 5 o'clock and coming up fresh Street Market. Best prices, and check them out for Christmas specials. They had the Diwali specials. Fresh Street Market as your past price. Mark on the left on the highway heading east. Pull in there. Full of parking. Fresh Street. Now,
Yes.
let me tell you something. If Tracy feel Tobagonians stupid, let me tell you. In Jamaica, elections are based on policy, programs, performance, macroeconomics, job creation, opportunities, education, taxation, fiscal policy, safety, security, tourism, diversification. You want to know why elections in Jamaica are based on that? Because Jamaica is basically one race. Jamaica is 88% African people.
Okay.
The rest mix up. You have some Chinese, some Indian, a few things mix up and so on. But that's the basis. So nobody could come and play no stupidness about this race, don't like that race and so on. In Grenada, you just get elected Barbados. Same thing. Elections make sense. You can't just come like the PNM 2020. Oh, we number one in COVID. And that woman say I is a blank man. And they feel they want to give African banana. I ain't do nothing. I'm incompetent. I shatter the economy. I have a set of recusals. Most corrupt prime minister in the history of the Caribbean. no manifesto, but we controlling the EBC and all the marginals, we are we people and we returning officers, and all the votes come out the same, around 9,450. I win, I the dictator. Only in Trinidad and Tobago, because they play race thing, because you had 37% African and 37% Indian, and the rest mix up. So you could play that. They just play that in Guyana also. But in Tobago, there no race. Tobago is 93% Afro-Trinbagonian. Well, Tobagonian. So you can't come, but that's why the PNM still try, you know. They just still try to inject race. Well, it worked when Kamla Prasad Bisesa was Prime Minister. When Sandy used the Calcutta ship. Now, if you're a person who likes politics, on the negative side, I could tell you that that was one of the most brilliant political strategies in the history of politics in Trinidad and Tobago. It's sad that it worked, but you have to give Jack the jacket and Jim the Jim boots. If you're in politics, you're trying to win, because you will have to win in order to implement your policies. I was on the ground during that election.
So what is it they
And-
did? What was
Well, the TOP was there. Remember, Kamla Prasad Bisesa was the Prime Minister of an amalgam of parties, a partnership, of which a Tobago party led by Ashwood Jack, the Tobago Organization of the People, was part of that government.
Right.
So, when we are campaigning and so on, and we are treating, not unlike Tracy, that tricky Tracy could stop she lying, right? People in Tobago were seeing respect, they were seeing results. Rowley only goes to Tobago to play golf. Kamla Prasad Bisesa would ensure that the entire cabinet would go and host cabinet meetings in Tobago to ensure that Tobago felt part and parcel of Trinidad and Tobago, to make sure that Minister of Public Utilities, Gangat Singh, had to go and meet with Orville London, hear what he required, what he wanted to do. Kevin Ramnarine, Minister of Energy, had to meet with Orville London. I had to meet with Orville London as Minister of Sport. He would tell me what he wanted to do in Tobago, and we'll go and see how we could work together. So this nonsense, lying, tricky Tracy talking about. But what happened was, in that time, the election was going good. All the polls, you had different pollsters and so on the ground. I think it was with about 17 days to go. It was looking like 7-5 TOP favor, 7 TOP, 5 PNM, or 6 all, right? It was looking
Right.
like that. Then this man come up with Rowley and Orville London sitting down on the stage. Sandy, who's Orville London riding partner. He dead now. But he came up, and you see why I will explain to you how brilliant it was. Because it worked. He injected race in the highest, hardest fashion into the Tobago electoral situation by saying, because their theme was in defense of Tobago. So they already had the concept of race, defense of Tobago, because when you read the history of Tobago, anytime people come on a boat, Tobago change hands. From since 1840, come forward, Tobago must have changed hands about 75 times, right? So the British come, them take over.
Right.
The Portuguese come, bam, 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 them move out the British, them take over. The Spanish come, them lick up the Portuguese, British come back, and it's so it going. The Dutch come, and it's switching. So Tobago, little island of Tobago, switching. Tobago at one point during that time, 1900s and thing, was the food basket of the Caribbean. Tobago had industry. It was propping up Trinidad, you know. Right. Trinidad wasn't generating no wealth for the colonials up till about 1899. So Tobago was generating the money, right? But when you have that culture and that ancestry, that anytime a boat reach, you just change hands, pain, you just lose what you have. You understand? So boat come in or ship come in over generations, mean, oh Lord, darkness come in, pain come in, sufferation come in. So when Sandy get up there and say, defend Tobago, do not allow them to come on the Calcutta ship and take over Tobago.
Oh.
The election moved from 6-all, 7-5 to 12-0, yes? We get a 12, no, I'm telling you, from that one statement, because it resonated, so it didn't have no sense after that. No policy. Because I fishing and I telling all my fishermen, don't study that.
Yeah.
I don't get the Prime Minister and Kamala Prasad Visasa stated it, that we're going to build 2 marinas. So that the
Yes.
fisherman could get the boats seen about and international sport fishing and so on industry, yachting industry, big fishing industry, so on and so
Yes.
forth. I get as what Jack was saying it. So we ready and the central government with the THA was going and put on 2 marina.
Right.
When we lost 12-0, I gone fishing in Charlottesville. Here my fishermen and them. So boss, when we get in the marina, I said, brethren, I lost. The man who all you vote for the Tobago, I lost 12-0. I get beat like Brazil does beat Trinidad in football. I get catastrophe. The man who win never say he building no marina.
So then you're saying he brought race into it,
Yes.
and you said Tobago majority is more Africans.
Yeah, he said the Indians was coming because Kamala is Prime Minister UNC. So he injected fear to say that Indian coming to take over. Now, it's
Amazing.
no logic, right? You don't understand. When race is injected to something,
Yes.
logic just go out the window. So it has nothing to do
Yeah.
about plan, policy, what in front of your face, emotion, historical perception,
Yes.
and they run to protect the tribe. 12-0, not even understanding that all of the income, when you see tourists, local domestic tourists, going over to Tobago to spend money during July, August, September, a high percentage of that is East Indian. A high percentage.
Yes, yes.
Whether 50, 60%.
Yes, yes.
And they're spending the money. Right? Just like East Indian used to be supporting the Calypso tent. But when Joe Newell, Sugar Aloes and them start to attack Omar and Bastio Pandey and sing the most vile nonsense in Calypso, and PNM get a pass as if them could tutu in the Calypsonian mouth and they say it tastes like Colgate. Right? That's where Calypso tent bust. You know that Calypso tent can't make no money again. Why? Because you move from being the truth sellers, the soothsayers, you move from the wise newspapers. Calypsonian used to be the newspaper of the people.
Yes.
They used to come, so much so even Dr. Williams used to let them sing. And he used to sit down, and if you don't like it, he switch off your hearing aid.
More.
Right? He said let them bray. But not these version of the PNM. Joe Newell killed Calypso single-handedly, which she buy a Calypsonian, sink the art form and turn it into a hustle. So that if you sing, you ain't gonna get no money for your tent. You ain't gonna get no subsidy. You ain't gonna get no funding. Disgusting. That's why Calypso dead. What do you want me to say? I used to go in every tent. Since I small, my father was chairman of what was NCC before CDC in 1983-84. When he was chairman of that, and they had the big show in the Savannah, Crazy had sing some Tarzan song wrong that time, 84 sometime day.
Tarzan.
Right? And Crazy want to come to swing in from the grandstand down onto the stage. And my father said, Crazy, I know you're not really crazy, but I feel I want to send you St. Anne's. You're not going and swing down on no stage to dead here in the Queen's Park Savannah on the March Grand Night in the finals of the Calypso. Right? So Crazy eventually climbed down on the lamppost. They had a ladder like on one of them high floodlight thing. Crazy climbed down on the stage.
Right.
Them days was great Calypso. When my boy explained I was supposed to win the crown.
With what? Was it Lauren?
Lauren and he had 2 big tunes.
Yes, yes.
It was 2 tunes. I forget the second tune. Somebody messaged me and tell me the second tune. I think it was about 84. Right? Explainer knocking on the door right through. Explainer come with 2 big tunes and then he's singing it sweet.
Boy.
I think he sing Lauren first and he in the lead.
Right.
Well, boy, all of a sudden, the lights went down in the grandstand. I had a little boy about 13, 14. Place gone pitch black. Next thing you see two headlight coming up.
Yeah.
And yes, was that Lauren? And was the other
Rasta chick?
one? Yes, but I think it's too big tune here.
Rasmus.
Rasmus is a high man.
Yes.
Oh Lord, and Lauren, I think two of them is the same here.
Yeah.
If that's supposed to be,
Yeah.
he's Monarch then, right?
Yeah.
He like Usain Bolt, ready to win.
Yes.
Boy, two headlight drive up on the Queen's Park Savannah stage. A long Royal Saloon stretch limousine. The back door open. Well, a driver come out with a cap. Open the back door. Out comes Kitchener with a bag. They give him the mic. And Kitchener say, Scrunter, I will not be here forever. But in my will, I give you this bag of soca. And he give him the bag of soca and he tell him, he take the hat off his head and he do so, bidip, bidip. And Scrunter start to do the Kitchener dance now. The right foot up the right knee and the bidip, bidip. And he gone with the will. But take the title and oh Lord, explainer went off. The crowd said they see explainer running down horse in the savannah, all kind of thing. Oh Lord, only we can take some calls on that.
Yeah.
As all you hear 218, all you tell me if all you remember that. Oh
Yes,
Lord,
yes.
the boy explainer was supposed to take that
Yeah.
title. And I think it's Scrunter with the will. He just come and take the title straight out of explainer hand.
Yes.
218-7762. Play one of them tune now. Play the explainer, man.
Rasmus. Let's try Rasmus.
Forward, Rastafari. I'm man forward into a higher region. Rasmus is a high mass. It's real mass. We play the cha-cha. No battlefield, neither no whiskey. Just be free, everybody happy. Hey! For 81, big procession for the force of our Rasta. All Rasta brothers and the daughters will be on the manners. No vulgarity in the band. Everyone chanting hand in hand and they singing Rasmus is a high mass. It's real mass. We play the cha-cha. No banfield, neither no whiskey. Just be free, everybody happy. Hey! Incense burning, video chanting, songs of inspiration.
Oh Lord, tune. And then he come with, oh God, I think this might be my favorite Kaiso. I can't really say favorite because it's like, you love so much soca and Kaiso. But if I have to say one that hurt, that I feel in my heart, you could play this tune anytime. And I say, explainer boy, it was like the Olympics of Calypso. I said, Lauren, don't cry, I'm leaving. Play tune, man. I can't miss this.
Taxi, taxi, Airport Kennedy. Lauren, you better wake up. I need a jet plane to take me non-stop. I can't stay in New York City when there's sunshine and pan in my country. Lions is the place with the jamming, with Cali and Charlie's roots clashing. Everyone happy partying, and I'm freezing in Brooklyn, darling. Lauren, don't cry, you're leaving. I can't miss this jamming. We're gonna steel band meeting, and no one background shaking.
bring back the old time days, boy. The old time days.
Kaiso, that when Kaiso was Kaiso.
Yes,
and
yes,
then,
yes.
Corky, I say, oh, I sitting in the grandstand. I watching the whole North Stand swaying.
Yeah.
You know when Big Tune play, the
Yeah.
North Stand used to sway. And then, my goodness, the stage went black. And a car drive up onto the stage. A stretch limo. And coming out of the limo was the Lord Kitchener with a bag of soca, and he gives Scrunda, and Scrunda take the title, Cocky, play the wheel boy. Oh Lord!
This is Caribbean Vibes.
I say I just get the will from Lord Kitchener. All you know, the man give me still a whole bag of soca. This is strong boy, I'm getting old. I'm leaving you to control. If you follow my instruction, will be murder in tongue when you next come back down. You go make them tumble down in the heart of town. You go make them go late. Let it rock and sway. I tell you when you find men on them, start running you to on them drunk boy. Plenty woman go lost the husband in town. It's time now I give this to somebody. Front and you are always the closer one to me. Although the green line just drop and leave the white ones on top. Oh man, you can't go wrong with this bag of song is Jackie them one. To make them tumble down in the heart of town. You go make them go late. Let it rock and sway. I tell you when you find men on them, start running you tune on them drum boy. Plenty woman go lost the husband in town.
That is when Calypso was Calypso.
Yes, yes,
the
yes.
Marsh Grab pack out. Over 12,000 people in the North Stand, 4,000 in the Grandstand before Joe Newell and the PNM kill Kaiso, mash up Kaiso, and turn Kaiso into nastiness with Croco singing the most vile, racist nonsense. Croco, shame on you. Good evening.
Hello?
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Anil, Kokidi.
Hi.
Good night to you and the listeners.
Yes.
Give me a minute or two, if you please. Tell Asha the virus is going around. Don't make any comments till she's totally well. Yeah, so as you move along, give me a minute. Concerning what's happening, remember Jesus said in the gospel, I came unto my own, and my own did receive me. That is why he went to the Gentiles. For they believed. Those believers are hypocrites and liars and deceivers, only living off because in Abraham they are tied. Take it and make it taxes in a technical way. So what they are saying, what they are portraying to you, you have to be very, very careful. They are in trouble because the rocks that they hide behind, it cannot anymore. Those rocks are exposing them. You see? Thank you. For the meanwhile,
you. God bless. 218-7762. Good evening. Good evening. Hello? Hello? 218-7762. Good evening. Hello?
Hi, good evening, Anil.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. You needed that. You needed that after Tricky Tracy.
Yes.
That session with Tricky Tracy. But before I deal with Tricky Tracy, I want to tell you something about Keith Scotland. When he was interviewed, I think it was by Hema Ramke soon, as to why it is he went into politics. You know what that man said? To keep the UNC out of office. That is why he's getting what he deserves today. Stay in the backbench. You understand? Stay in the backbench.
But between them, he really have no shame, you know, for an
He have no
intelligent,
shame.
powerful, well-versed,
Yes, but you see,
but to sell
you
his
see,
soul like
Anil,
that, eh?
A little
Oh,
birdie
good.
told me, that he was promised the job of the Attorney General, and that is why he went up. But he got disappointed when he did not get
Oh,
it.
you now know Rowley does lie?
Yeah, look.
Oh, God.
Anil, here, Tricky Tracy don't like Kamala, because when Kamala went there, it had no more 20% secretary, so that's the disrespect she's talking about. Ask anybody in Tobago about 20% secretary and they will tell you.
Yes.
Every time she always have to be bringing in the UNC into it. Likely said it was only lies coming out of Tricky Tracy mouth. Tricky Tracy forget who finished his Scarborough Hospital when a kleptomaniac thief out all the gravel. She
Exactly.
forget all of that.
She forget that Shaw Park Cultural Center went up by 200 million. She forget the library.
$1.1
billion dollars increase, right?
And
This-
an $8 million roundabout.
Don't worry, cheap. You see, let me tell you something. I like politics, but you'll never hear me lie on Rowley or none of them, no matter what. But they're doing enough stupidness that I would never need to lie on them. But this Tricky Tracy just coming out and lying Franco, man, just like Rowley. I mean, it's disgusting.
But Anil, the biggest lie this man told other than the email was this week in Parliament when he said Kamla Prasad Bisesa was probably led the most corrupt government in the Commonwealth and was a leader of ill repute.
Yeah.
I
No
want to
worry.
remind him it's not Kamla building a retirement village in Tobago, you know.
And it's not-
he,
and it's not
none of
Kamla.
the ministers recused themselves.
Exactly. 210 recusals.
Yeah.
Kamla not on no company with no Alan Warner, no contract. Kamla didn't bring Delcy Gate and wind down the place with Maduro, a drug trafficking narco terrorist.
Anil, he know about SIS, but he didn't know about Alan Warner. Have a good evening,
Have a
Alan.
good evening.
Anil, thank you.
Oh, 218-7762. It's 8 p.m. You're on U97.5 FM. Good evening.
Hey, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. I hear Oli saying that he's with him, yeah.
All right. Try not to drink so much when you call in 218-7762. If you're drinking and enjoying yourself, just listen to the show. We'll play some good calypso for y'all when calypso was the greatest art form in the world before the PNM and Joe Newell mashed up the art form and turned it into a political piece of nonsense. Good evening.
Good evening, Anil. You are a master. You have a rare class. Great show.
Thank you. Blessings. We were under pressure for 2 hours. We gonna remind yourself about the culture, you know. Things bad, but Calypso could always ease your temperature, ease your pressure. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Anil.
Good evening.
You're going Cocky. This is El Socorro calling you.
El Socorro de Mexico. ¿Qué pasó?
Yeah, man. For sure, just now we talking like we have the just like Venezuela, right? Around Maduro, you know. I thought so. Yesterday on DouglAR politics, right? Just before the Tobago segment, when they put up an actual pop-up picture of Rowley, the man clowns, right?
Yes.
Yes, the man I had to give you a gold medal, but I swear I was doing some butterfly strokes there, boy.
You real watch good boy. I hit him that cloud quicker. A quick balance.
I'm playing with some butterfly.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
All
now,
right.
regarding Tobago,
Yes.
right? Running up to the election, obviously the election gimmick, 5,000, whatever, right? I feel that the sense of catastrophe, rightfully said, right? Catastrophe. Right?
Yeah.
Right? And this to prove, right, that Kamla Prasad Bisesa's decision to not contest seats in Tobago was a fantastic decision. Incredible decision.
Well, because it's born out of respect. And the PNM could play and try to twist it and spin it how much you want. Kamla Prasad Bissessa believes that Tobago must chart their own course, and if she is Prime Minister, she listens to Tobago and then she acts in conjunction with the authorities in Tobago. Not like this Keith Rowley who feel he owned the whole of Trinidad and Tobago and he could do what the hell he want with Small Pin, Al Rawi and them walking roughshod over Tobagonians. But that's why he go get in the tail, don't worry. He.
Yeah, absolutely. And to doing that is to get rid of the PNM.
I'm going to play a tune for Tricky Tracy. Tricky Tracy, I don't have time for you in this last hour, you know. Because when PNM suffer in Tobago and they had no sea bridge and no planes and the economy of Tobago shattered by 23% in the last 6 years and no jobs and the education system, our top SCA student in Tobago, there's come about 120th in the nation of Trinidad and Tobago, and we've lost our scholars and the hospital had no medicine and the doctors getting fired and getting buff up and PNM trying to control everything. I had to take my time and tell you, Tracy, wait, because Tobago have problems. We have to deal with that. Come in, Stalin.
My fans beg for a favor. I decide to please them, so I write the soca. Last year they come back with a different story. They said they want something smutty about Gina Dorothy. Now on your fan to know your future depend. So I sit down to write this motto only to please them. But as I take up my pen and my piece of paper and I write out the first words, listen what I remember. And that oil money come and oil money go, and poor people remain on the pavement and ghetto. When Mr. Divider start to divide the bread equally, yes, I'm going and finish the whole damn Calypso about Dorothy. Our jam she and she jam me. How we back and we roll back. But once my people keep fighting for equal share the cake, wait, Dorothy, wait. Take up the challenge just to prove to the lot. I decide to show them I, Stalin, could write a smut about this Dorothy woman who come down to the island and we have men with battery when we come out the steel band. Look, I don't hire to girl to put on some short thing. What's to come on stage and show how Dorothy moving? But it's a wrong thing I'm doing. So when I strike up the first note, suppose Jaja punish me with a stroke in my one throat. Because the Ku Klux Klan office still Alabama, and in Brixton, England, my people still under pressure. Anytime I see that South Africans are free, I'm going and finish the whole damn Calypso about Dorothy. Our jam she and she jam me. How we back and we roll back. But once my people struggling with so much children life at stake, wait, Dorothy, wait.
Oh Lord, Black Stalin. Oh Lord, Kaiso. All you now know what Kaiso is. That is Trinidad and Tobago. Before the divider, before the PNM Rowley and the dividers come and mash up this place, mash up Calypso, buy out everybody, turn we into eater food, mash up independent institution, crash police service. All you wait, Dorothy, wait, the country in a mess. We can't jam back, we can't back, we can't roll back. We have to fix the thing. Rowley can't fix it. We have to get rid of Rowley. December 12th, Debe Water Park, driving rally, because we have to stop this double stuff Oreo. All you want to tell me, Maxine Atong, he's a black hater. Rodney Charles is a black hater. Jolene John and Wade Mark is black haters. Michelle Benjamin is a black hater, because we support the policies of Kamala Prasad Bisesa, who treated Tobago with respect, who treated all people with respect. Policies for all you forget. Let Bali sing it for all you. Shaka, shaka, come in.
Shaka, talk to me. In a happy family, tell me when you're hitting one. Better you hit all and done. Now when I look at South Africa and the pain my race go through, lion smitten by the bogus massa. I burn, oh my blood I mourn, cause I know they hit me too. Shaka, shaka, tell them when they lash my brother. Tell them, that they hitting all away. Shaka, shaka, when they make we children suffer. Tell them, they'll answer to all away. Against apartheid, while Canadian youths protest, free Mandela on the chest. Now my people, let's all join the struggle. Show your solidarity from the US to Caribbean people. Africans must know apartheid must go, or we never will be free. Shaka, shaka, tell them if they lash we brother. Tell them, that they hitting all away. Shaka, shaka, when they make we children suffer.
Yes. So let me tell you something. While all the people in Westmoreland selling out and trying to leave, a lady came up to me and said, Anil, boy, you're on radio, you're working in Senate, you're on DouglAR politics, you're arguing, you're talking, you're out on the road with the UNC, you're having driving rally on the 12th. Why are you doing that? because the place gone through and like people don't care and Rowley controlling everything. Rowley control the parliament, the senate, the president, the independent commissions. He appointing who he want, he doing what he want, he controlling the media. Yeah, but we have to fight because we live here. And let me tell all you something, Corky, we will fight until we get rid of Rowley. The people's revolution will continue. It started in October, and the people are waking up and united to rid the darkness of the evil of Keith Rowley. The Keith Rowley Lekoto Jambi must go, starting from Tobago and ending up in Point Fortin. Eliminate him from the political landscape. But I could tell you, Anil Roberts here, the UNC, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, and all the warriors, we not leaving. Denise Plummer and Rich and Joy says go to the top of the class. Anil and Corky, good going, Mr. Roberts, God bless. Selena Mohammed, Sandra Cameron, good evening to all of you. We're not leaving, we uniting and fighting. We cannot let one evil sicko, one nasty narcissist, one heartless human being called Keith Rowley mash up with sweetness. Good evening.
Good evening. And again, one more thing is that when Jesus was before Pontius Pilate, and Jesus had to explain himself. The scribes of the Pharisees, the deceivers, was a big influence to Pontius Pilate and his position, and they had no other choice because the scribes were the lies that innuendos influenced the people to crucify him. That was all right. They influence him, and this is what is happening now. They are connected to the spiritual organization, and they have a serious say in the matters and concern of the running our country. That is why to these religious deceivers who's not standing up for the people for their own personal gains.
Thank you, my brother. Good evening. 218-7762. 218-7762. David Singh, good evening. Matilda Rhodes, good evening. Zelina Mohammed, good evening. Hello, Sandra Cameron, good evening.
Yes, I wanted to ask you only who's Spark Construction in Tobago.
Who is what?
Spark.
I'm not hearing you clearly. Spark?
Park.
Park, P-A-R-K?
Yes, Spark Construction.
All right, we go ask him. And if I can't find out, you go tell me. 218-7762. Good evening. Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Kaiso, Sahina inside.
Sahina, you like the Kaiso, boy? Give me some more that you want to hear now. I'm playing a few more Kaiso this evening.
All right, listen to this Kaiso. Stalin again. Burn them.
All right, that coming up. We had a lineup, you know things. But tell me what to say, what to do, my brother.
Boy, the country is in
chaos. Every time I see the deaths, COVID deaths,
17
I
today.
have said these people have abandoned us. The leadership of this country has put us in a place that we are doomed to slaughter. Nothing, no management of this COVID. So what we had to do, just count numbers. That's what we had to do. Like, you know, when you want to sleep, you just count sheep.
Count sheep like Sesame Street.
Yes,
Thank you, my
understand?
brothers. God bless. And Mopsy Singh say freezing in Philly. Like you want to get on the jet plane with Lauren. Gideon Williams, Tune Boy Anil, Sandra Cameron, Michael Latchman, good evening. We're all on the Facebook. Nella Khan, good evening, my dear lady. How are you? Miss Nella Khan, former NP. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, Alan.
Boy.
What, man?
How you going?
Hey, man. Good Tobago here, man.
How you going, Tobago? Talk to me about Tobago. Tobago, all you have to save this country, you know. Look, somebody bought the zip line. Tell Tracy to find the zip line.
Well, that's like, yeah, man, put a picture showing it's in the bush hiding.
Yes.
That people are not easy, boys. They're not easy, boys. These people not easy. No shame.
No shame whatsoever. Sarah Walcott, good evening.
They have no shame.
Don't worry. The people will get rid of them.
We try our best, boy. I hope we make it.
God bless. Tony.
We try.
All right.
People have to see, and people have to wake up to see what's really going on.
Correct. Tony Andrews, good evening. Good evening to all of y'all. Welcome. And you could call 218-7762. Hello. Good evening.
Hi, it look like Jacob taking instruction from Rowley, boy.
It looks so, yes. He taken it from El Talbot. He admit he does get advice from El Talbot and his thoughts.
Yeah, because, you know, if that down in Davie or Caroni or Pinal or something, the amount of people that were arrested, boy.
And you're not telling untruths, and that's a very unfortunate statement. That is actually a true statement, and that is why we go say burn them, boy, Cocky, burn Rowley, burn the PNF, burn them, Jano.
Because I'm begging the master, give me a walk with Peter. If I some sinners coming, with them I go be dealing. Because the things that they do me, I want to fix them personally. Peter wait, Peter look Cecil Rhodes by the gate. Peter look the Englishman, we send Cecil Rhodes to Africa land. Peter take Raleigh, but leave Victoria for me. Peter I just don't care what you say, but Mussolini he can't get away. Why? I'm burning. Blazing. I'm burning. From these madman and woman, I feel the full weight of the hand. They made the oppress law, they never care about the poor. Peter, these people had a day, well now it's time for Stalin to play. Peter wait, I say Peter wait. Peter look Ian Smith by the gate. Peter, I don't want you to make fuss, remember I want Christopher Columbus. Peter look the English woman who on South Africa refused to put sanctions. Peter, I just don't care what you do, but Reagan going in the fire too.
And Rowley going in the fire too with the small pen and the tight pants and the mascara man and the bullet woman with the cash bag and the Alan Warner and the speaker. All you're going in the fire too. Burn them. And Tricky Tracy, you too with Ansel. Take Ansel, holy hand and jump in the fire. We go burn them because since early the PNM always saying money is no problem. The amount of money that PNM wastes in this country from Williams come through to Chambers, to Manning, Colahart, Uttara Rao, Andre Montai, and Keith Rowley, the most corrupt Prime Minister in the history of the Commonwealth. All you hear, Kaiso.
It's 5 to a bed in the hospital. Yeah. And we can't hear a word from Health Minister Kamal. Whoa. Black dirty water we had to drink. Was I say clean but it smelling stink. And my friend, the body, money ain't no problem. My friend, the shouting, money ain't no problem. Whoa. Yeah. You can't even use your phone to dial a prayer. Yeah. All the phones in a mess and it's like nobody care. Whoa. You can't even call the Prime Minister. He don't be phones in the Gulf of Paria. My friend, the shouting, money ain't no problem. No, money ain't no problem. The AG started a drive to stop corruption. Yeah. All them wheeling and dealing big shots was in confusion. Whoa. They threatened to kill but they keep on still. Suddenly stop, they pass a bill. My friend, they bought it, money ain't no problem. My friend, don't doubt me, money ain't no problem. Whoa. Yeah. All them politicians today, they just full of smoke. Whoa. Only making foolish mistakes and calling it joke. Yeah. So much of people on the streets today, and we can't build a home for them to stay. And my friend, they bought it, money ain't no problem. Hey, my friend, don't doubt me, money ain't no problem.
This is Caribbean Vibes.
Our roads are the worst in the Caribbean. We have the most traffic jams you have ever seen. Yeah. When it rains, mother spending pain. Them drain on us strain, so it's flood again. My friend, don't doubt me, money ain't no problem. Yeah. My friend, the balling, money ain't no problem. Yeah. Public transport in this wealthy country so bad. Yeah. Trying to get home on evenings could drive you mad. I tell you, if you see buses park up by South Key and 3/4 ain't working properly, and my friend, they boiling, money ain't no problem. Whoa. Money ain't no problem. Millions of dollars going down the drain. I tell you, the airline in a mess and they buying white body plane. Daga. People saying that this country bright, so much money and still nothing right. My friend, they bought it, money ain't no problem. Archbishop say people in Trinidad to pray. That is why we catching so much hell today. I tell you, people come in the church regularly, but they conscious only of money. And my friends, they money ain't a problem.
That could have been sung today, and it's more relevant now than ever. NGC money down the drain, 700 million, money wasted on left, right, and center. 210 recusals, a prime minister in a web of corruption, web of control. Inez Gate, Inez Investment, Sheep Farm, Alan Warner, Airport, Blenheim, come down the road, Maduro, Del C, Petrochen, NGC, Point Lisas, all kind of thing, COVID-19, Sinopharm, Siao, everything down the line. That tune could have been sung today, and back then it was PNM. At that time, 1978, 22 years unfettered reign of the People's National Movement led Lord Shorty to sing that tune. The PNM is sick and has been sick for a long time, and it is worse now. It have COVID, Delta, Brazilian, and Lambada. Anything it have now under Rowley. Rowley is the worst in history. I don't know what to tell all again, 218-7762. Hello. Good evening.
Anil Robert.
Yes, sir.
Okay, a blessed night to you.
Good night, good night.
Yes.
You see, when you tell a lie, you cannot solve the solution. You see, when you lie, you're prostituting yourself so cheaply. You're hurting your nation. You're hurting the people.
Yes.
And you see, our Prime Minister has kicked down the bucket of milk. Look at how much people suffering in this land. And you come into lie for us? Who shall we blame when we are listening to the lies and voting for it?
218-7762. Exactly. Thank you. And remember, Island Hobbies. Join in the program, Island Hobbies. Rights Road for all your kids. Christmas is coming. Yes, if you have a little bit of money to spend for the Christmas, you must check out Island Hobbies. The best prices, the largest variety of toys in the Caribbean and South America. Rights and Road. No one can beat our price at Island Hobbies. If you see it cheaper anywhere, prove it, and Island Hobbies will beat that price. Do you hear what I tell you? If all you see a toy you want for your child and you see Island Hobbies price is a little higher, they will beat that better price. Just prove it, take a picture, snap it, bring a bill, bring an advertisement, bring something and prove it, and check out Island Hobbies for this Christmas for all the toys for the children. I going down there to get my Anaya 7-year-old daughter. Oh, hey, she listening? Nah, she must be sleeping right now. She ain't listening. I'll go down Island Hobbies. Also, they open on Sunday to Sunday, 11 p.m. Christmas Eve, and all they open. Even Santa buys from Island Hobbies. Is that the Honorable David Michael Rudder? Well, let me hush my mouth and let Regal Royalty sing.
Many rivers flow to this naked eye, bringing fear and pain, but also a brand new style. And of all these rivers that shape this land, two mighty ones move like a sculptor's hand. And today those hands across the land, man, is still landscaping. And there's no doubt we can work it out, there is no
this, when they're playing all this soca, all this music, all this calypso, all this local, it makes me remember the legendary Sprang Along Dennis Hall, the greatest calypso encyclopedia, the historian, the genius of the man, Dennis Hall, aka Sprang Along. And boy, Sprang Along used to like this one that Corky coming from it. Corky, I'm not even introducing it. All year, Trinidad and Tobago, there is hope. We will not suffer under oppression forever. Unite. All of us are one. Get the dividers out. Those who want to divide, push them out into the Gulf of Paria. Push back. And push back November 30th, Queen's Park, Savannah. And then December 12th, driving rally, Day Bay Water Park. All invited. Come on, Corky, give me.
Friendship gone, leaving hate and scorn, yeah. Never living like strangers with neighbor. No love, sir, for one another. To unite people as one, I create a song, I hope it live on from generation to generation to generation. Sing oh, shanty oh, shanty shanty oh. Purna mada, purna mida, purna moda shanty oh, shanty oh, shanty shanty oh. Purna siya, purna madaya, purna miwaya shishiyati oh, shanti oh, shanti shanti oh. La 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 la. Ancient times, yeah, created to soothe your mind. Whoa. In danger, in anger, remember. Sing this mantra, this golden mantra from the master. This song is to enable people to struggle against the devil. In this human jungle, there's plenty evil, yes, plenty evil. Sing oh, shanty oh, shanty shanty oh. Purna mada, purna mida, purna moda shanty oh.
Trinidad and Tobago is a beautiful place where we all live together. We all lime together. We all celebrate and respect one another. These people are sick. They're dividing the country. Geographical discrimination, racial discrimination, classist discrimination, vaccinated and unvaccinated. We have to remove the dividers and bring back the unity. Bring back the unity we all love. We music, we soca, we chutney, we togetherness, we calypso. Bring back the tassa with the African drums. Bring back the dancing, the Shiv Shakti with the Maloney dancers, the Malabar dancers. Bring all of our culture. Trinidad and Tobago, DouglAR, knows no race. Come in, play it, Corky. They love it.
बिना चटनी कैसे बनी, फुलौरी बिना चटनी कैसे फुलौरी बिना चटनी कैसे बनी अभी दिन में गाँव मना singing me song अभी दिन में गाँव मना singing me song the only thing I'm missing is my bottle around.
And let me tell you, whenever Trinidad and Tobago move forward, it's when the Africans and the Indians get together. 1922, the African National Congress and the East Indian National Association got together to pressure the colonial masters to give us legislative council that we could elect some of our own representatives. And they came in with Tommasos and so on, came forward. And let me tell you something, this country moves forward together. The dividers stay in charge to recuse themselves, create a web of confusion, corruption, and steal your money, legalize thieving, infiltrate the institutions. But when we are together, we could fix all that. So Black Stalin, come and sing and honor the great Sundar Popo. Culture, togetherness, unity, respect, Christian love, Hindu love, Muslim love, Baptist love, Orisha love, Rastafari love, Hindu, Indian love, African, Trinbagonian is one. Kamala Prasad, we says, say if you cut me, cut you, cut all of we, all our blood red. We must get rid of these dividers. Rowley's a divider and he need to go. Marshall, sing with Trooper T-Boy.
Indian girl. Indian girl. Yes, man. Super T. Don't feel this Indian girl can come and wine and walk she waist. Take over the street, make a bacchanal in the place.
Wheel it, Cocky. Wheel it. Big tune. We going soca now. From Calypso to soca. Marshall and Trooper T. Real unity.
Don't feel this Indian girl can come and wine and walk she waist.
ladki, walk up the ladki.
Boy, come on, walk up the ladki, walk up the ladki, walk up the ladki.
You want me walk up the ladki, walk up the ladki, walk up the ladki.
Calling Mr. Latella, this girl she popular. She known from all over. She come from India, but she is my sister, my one only sister. If you coming over, come and meet me by the bar.
Come here, Indian girl, first time in carnival, whining like an animal, making the man them ball. The way you make it shake, you're causing back to break. I'm just saying Indian girl, I saying Indian girl, like I don't know what to do, I don't know what I want. All I know is when I whine on you, I whine to the tabla. You have me in a zone, I can't leave you alone. Never see no whining, so you're whining like.
We getting on like it's a Friday and a Thursday. Oh Lord, I need a little ease up. Let me tell you something. My culture from Calypso to my chutney to the original to the sweet boys now. The sweet music, the brilliant music in the savannah. When we all meet on the 30th of November in the savannah as we push back, and then down in Debe Car Park drive-in rally on December 12th. The United National Congress invites one and all to the drive-in rally at Debe, because in the savannah, the young boys, the culture, the music, this is what we are. Rowley, fire burn Rowley, burn them, and come into the savannah with the savannah grass, boy. Hear tune.
We all at the ground, yeah. We all in it down, yeah. We open the story. It's Savannah Juve morning, Juve morning. Everybody coming in, eh. We ready to go, yeah. We gon' make them jump. We gon' make them turn up. We gon' make them whine. We gon' make them free up. It's the place of Bacchanal. In this street botanical, this carnival. I want you to find your way. Everybody on stage, oh God, oh. If you're coming down from the mountain, oh God, oh. When we with the beats in town, see me jumping on the savannah grass, the savannah grass. You could see it already cosplay, oh God, oh. When the people tell you they cannot wait, oh God, oh. Feel the spirit jumping in town. We coming round the savannah grass, the savannah grass. We up with the sun, yeah. We take over town, yeah. We make it the most, yeah. Today's not enough, no. It's love we feeling. Look, everybody reveling. Eh. They're ready to go, yeah. We gon' make them jump. We gon' make them turn up. We gon' make them whine. We gon' make them free up. It's the place of Bacchanal. With a vibe so magical, this carnival. I want you to find your way. Everybody on stage, oh God, oh. If you're coming down from the mountain, oh God, oh. When we with the beats in town, see me jumping on the savannah grass, the savannah grass. You could see it already cosplay, oh God, oh. When the people tell you they cannot wait, oh God, oh. Feel the spirit jumping in town. We coming round the savannah grass, the savannah grass.
And from the dust of the savannah, you could go to the river, but not under the PNM. Them shut down river and open Rahal Water Park. Them could go to going to Panama. But we moving from the savannah grass together, united. Where are we going next to wash off the dust? Where are we going? River!
Let it wet, let it wet, the water coming. Man, if you see how it
The water will wash Rowley out of tongue, wash small pen out of tongue, wash the mascara off our Rowie face. Make way! Not going nowhere. Rowley and them could feel they could bully we, they could try to abuse us, they could try to oppress us, they could try to use independent institutions to push us back, but we will unite because we are soca warriors.
And we're gathered here for the game of your life. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I want to see you put your flags up in the air right now. Sing. Nationality brighter. I am a soca warrior. I say when no lose, I am a fighter. I'm a soca warrior. I got to shine the nationality brighter. We will attack, we will defend. We going to pressure them to the very end. On any opposition that we meet, hear me now. We go defeat them by defeat. We go fight.
That's what we will fight. With all we might. Rowley, the war now start, boy. Fire burn you, Rowley. Fire burn all your deceivers and your dividers. Because, Cocky, we is Trini to the bone marrow. Come in, Cocky.
Islands in the sun. Islands in the fun. Welcome, welcome one and all to the land of death. Trini to the bone, Trini to the bone. When they come to Bacchanal, well, they can't beat we at Trini to the bone, Trini to the bone. Look, sweet woman parade abundantly. The brethren they full of energy. Some people say God is a Trini. Paradise are not convincingly. God gave us a spirit fiery, but nothing in the world about. But look at smart man gone with we money. We still come out and mash up the body. Sweet, sweet TNT.
Hello, good evening. We take one or two calls. Good evening, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Amir Hussein.
How are you?
I'm calling from Marabella. I had a little problem there. Mr. Anil Roberts, who are watching now, he put me on to DouglAR thing where they charged me for $5,000 for going in a place to eat. And DouglAR thing, Mama guy, well, I don't know, I go pay the thing, but I'll tell all you, fuck all you UNC mothers.
Wow. We apologize for this fella. He looked like he drank a little bit. Trying to spoil a good evening. Good evening. Hello?
And then one more thing before the show closes.
Quickly.
Remember, all these young girls that are dying by the rivers. Pay attention to that. And I want, well, we had no liquor in Trinidad, That's why he's sticking up. We want this doctor to answer and tell us, are you a member of the Islamic State?
All right, thank you. Okay. What we get? That's about it for calls. Like we getting, like the people need blue tablet. So let's calm it down a little bit. We apologize to the kids who were listening. So we will take it to a positive place. As we finish here, I need you to listen to this song. Listen to the words and listen to what will happen to your country when we unite and eliminate the darkness of Keith Rowley. Listen.
When I look around in the world, what do I see? I see footprints that man have left on the sand while walking through times. I see fruits of our ambitions, figments of our imagination. And I ask myself, when will it end? When will it end? It is plain to see, universally this land is not bountiful as it was, simply because in this quest for success, nothing stands in man's way. All rivers run dry, soon the birds won't fly, the mountains will be no longer high. And when I really think of it, yes, I just wonder why. I see charity deplored, equal rights totally ignored, wisdom and ingenuity working in accord, simply to afford such inventions as thermonuclear warfare and environmental warfare. And I wonder now, where do we go from here? Prophets everywhere gaze upon the horizon, and declare that judgment will come as the savage hands of unscrupulous men defile everything passed by. Time is running out as we eat and drink species at the brink of being extinct, yeah. And I think no one can deny that the price of progress is high, really, really high, high, high.